G'day all. This time round we finish up Carmel's aircon, put some flash headlights in her and a couple other little jobs. Let's have a look. So I sent Carmel's carburetor up to Ray Cook at ELB Services, and this is what you get back. Yeah, it's bloody beautiful every time. You whack them on, they run beautiful, you know. You can't fault it, it's worth every cent. Looks the part, filters, gasket. There's the man I'm talking about right there. Good stuff. Alright, so I put a early model carburetor on this thing so I can take it down to the car show on the weekend. We'll get rid of that and we'll bolt her original ELB carb on. Had done up by Ray, you would have just seen there. So yeah, like I said, I threw this one on just to get it going so I could go down to the car show on the weekend. That was it. And again, this is another one that's Ray has done up for me previously. It was going to go on a VJ I was doing, but went 4-barrel instead. Okay, got the heater coil mounted in the bracket, mounted back in the cover. We'll put him back together. Sounds like a plan. Okay, so hooked our heater up. Got a nice warm demister cracking there, beautiful. No water dripping on the floor, that's the main thing. Sweet as. Alright, back playing with Carmel again today. She's had an exhaust leak from day one, so It's going in tomorrow to get the aircon lines and that done, so I figured I'd pull this manifold off now before the lines are in there, and put a new manifold gasket on it. So undone all the bolts, unhooked the carburetor and everything like that, undone the flanges, and about to pull it off. I love the fact that no one's ever done that before. Still got the original gasket on it. It's never been split, so she's a virgin. I can't see any obvious leaks there, but we'll take the gasket off and have a bit of a look. There had to be something going on. We'll see what she looks like on the other side. Okay, now I've got the gasket out where it can be seen. Spot-o. You can clearly see that that one was blown out. And I don't know about that one, but yeah, you can clearly see that one was blown out for sure. Side. Yeah, see, I've got issues going on there. It's actually a little bit rusty there, the gasket. Anyway, we've got a new one. We'll clean some surfaces up and put it back together. Beautiful. Okay, cleaned all the surfaces up. New gaskets on there. Front half of the manifold's on. I'll get this heavy little sucker and bolt it on here. Alright, going to be sitting on there as usual. 10 washers found, 11 washers required. Nothing out of the fucking ordinary for me. I'll bet ya it's gone straight down one of them engine pipes. I've had that happen before because I can't find it anywhere. So, but that's how it goes. I'm sure I've got a spare. Let's get this thing going. All back together, a bit quieter at this end now. I've got to fix some exhaust leak at that end. Got the nice cold too, raised carb, see, fire it up. Okay, just took a grill out. She's going down to Greg's tomorrow to get aircon lines made. So I decided to whip the grill out for him so he's got good access in there. Another job we can tick off. Right, just down had a look at Carmel getting her aircon lines done. A good start made there. Under our compressor. Got some bulkhead fittings in the firewall, so we can undo the lines if necessary. It's back into there. You'll ask why in a minute. And then go into here. And drive that over the go. Beautiful. I'll do the job. And then sneak through into the cabin, have a look. That's what we're looking at. Lovely. We'll have aircon before we know it. Right, just down here at Greg's to pick Carmel up. She's blowing cold air. Beautiful, and take her home, put the grill and everything back in her, and she's good to go. As you can see, Greg's done quite a neat job on the installation. You can hardly ever notice that it's there. And we've got a little bulkhead down there, I've just seen you, showed you before. The lines run in. Yeah, no, it's very neat. I like it. The boys have done well. Done well. Well, someone tell me these compressors are noisy. That's on. That aircon's running. I can't hear that compressor going at all. Nice. It's blowing freezing cold air. Beautiful. Yeah, that coming out of there is lovely. Even at an idle, that is nice and cold. Beautiful. And look at that, you can't even hear it. Didn't change bugger all. little bit. Yeah, can't take much load, that little rotary compressor. No, very cool. Awesome. Just doing this headlight upgrade on Carmel, and had to modify the bucket a little bit to take the H4 inserts. Because me being me, instead of getting the one with a clear in it, I got the one that's got a globe in it. So yeah, I needed a bit more room to clear that and the rubber around the globe, etc, etc. Modified the loom a little bit, so unclipped the park light globe off there. That's 4 little tags, just clip it in them holes. And then took the park light globes wires back a bit, and put a couple of fittings on them so they'll plug onto that globe. And that's it. We'll plug and play for the H4 inserts. We've got the these 55-60 globes in them. Supposed to be 60% brighter. We'll see how they go, but they look pretty good. So we'll carry on. So before I go too far and cover this up, that's our old high beam plug there. Alright, so they're obsolete now with these seal beam lights that are going in there, because I don't want to use them. I reckon we'll just melt it. But I have, however, used it to pick up an activation wire for the relay. So you'll see that, and I'm just showing you that before it all goes back in there and we can't see it anymore. So that's what will fire our relay up, that'll run the new harness, that'll run the high beam lights. So rather than hack into the harness back in there near the battery, I'll run that little trigger wire from out here and it'll be all neat and tidy and no one can even see it. So, all good. One thing about this setup, the parking lights are much brighter. That's just parkers. Much better. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. She will be able to see where she's going. Okay, so that's just a straight up earth. Goes down there. Oh, you can see it down there. But yeah, that's just a straight up earth, that one. So that's your positive wire for the high beam, sealed beam. It goes back into here. That one goes over to the other side. This is going to run back into the engine bay for our 2 high beam lights and an activation wire for the relay for them. So we'll spear that back in through the engine bay under the battery tray and put our relay in there, a little relay in somewhere. And we'll whack that in underneath there, inline fuse to feed that, and we'll carry on. So I just made up a little fusible link here for the main power feed for the high beam relay. So I normally run them straight to the battery, or back of an alternator or something like that, you know, a good power supply. This thing, however, has got the original plastic battery terminals on it, original leads, everything like that, so I don't want to put any excess wires hanging off it. So I'm actually going to run this one off the starter down there, so I'll put this one down there onto the starter mode, bring it back up to the main feed for the relay. Beautiful, get it done. Okay, so down in there, you see we've got a feed wire and the fuse there coming from the starter. That's back over here to that little relay there underneath the battery. That'll run our high beams. Beautiful. Put him back together. Okay, so that's all our headlights done. As you can see, you can hardly see where we've been down there. Turn the light on, light up. So you can hardly see where we've been. We've got a relay down there, that's it. Everything else is pretty well hidden. You can't even see the little fuse down there in the feed off the starter. So, and the same here, the little harness runs down there under the battery tray, that's about it. You just put that relay there. And they work a treat. Like, they're on there now. So, well, hang on, I'm getting the right spot. Yeah, they're pretty good lights. So, awesome. Okay, so as you can see, we've got Carmel off the ground. Here's the old pipe to come off her. As you can see, I think we were due. I think it was about time she had a new one. And when you look there, we had cracks around the front. And the works, we had cracks around the front, muffler everywhere there. Actually a hole blown in there. The other big one was the same. So we've got all this stuff laying here. We might knock her up a new exhaust. Let's have a crack. Okay, so what I've found is just get yourself some bends, and just have a play. Alright, so I've got the muffler sitting, I've welded the mount on the back of it. As you would have seen, they normally use a clamp, but we welded it on. Got this sitting in place, just sitting on a milk crate, bit of a chock underneath it, somewhere where it should, close to where it should be. And then start having a play with your bends. So on these, from the factory, they run them down there alongside the tail shaft, so we'll try and do the same thing. So something like that, something like that. And that'll bring us back into our tunnel. So we can hold that in place like that and get it about where we need it to be. And if you run a couple of text marks across the join, that'll give you a reference. You just take it out and weld it. Easy done. Okay, front half's done and dusted. We'll get him under there and start on the tailpipe. They're always fun. Okay, the big girl's got a full new system on it. Force muffler. No more exhaust leaks anywhere, no more exhaust rattles, even though she may be a little bit loud. They'll do anyway, she's got no more exhaust leaks. how she doesn't sound like a tractor. All that noise is coming out the back. All you can hear is that hammy rattling at the front now. Lovely. That's about it for Carmel for now. She's got cooling, got heating, got a new exhaust, got some mud flaps, engine bay tidy up, a few other bits and pieces. She's now ready to go. My big sister can just take it and enjoy it. So there you go, Karen. Come pick her up. She's good to rock and roll. Thanks for watching again, guys. Please like, subscribe, share it around. You know, 1,000 subscribers. Woohoo! Fuck, that's awesome. Thanks again. Really appreciate it. So we'll see what we've got in store next. It'll be either the VG or Dodgy, one or the other. Let's have a crack. Cheers.